All right, we are here for the first hot takes of 2023. Now, if you've been following me, if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that recently it's been a little bit spicy. It's been a little bit heated in the comments. There's been some hot takes that have been thrown out into the world. And so I thought it was the perfect time to ask some of you for your hot takes. And my God, it's the spiciest one yet. Queen's Official says, shout out Queen's, very dope artist. Female artists in Oz hip hop don't support each other, each to their own, but this ain't a competition. And us females as artists in a male dominated industry should be uniting. Trust. We're already put into a category of its own. When will the girls actually support the girls? You know what? I love this comment, and it's because I've been saying something along these lines. Yes, hip hop, not just in Australia, worldwide, is a male dominated industry. If you look at the amount of artists you listen to, mostly male. If you look at the videographers and photographers, mostly male, producers, etc., etc. Okay, of course. And there are plenty of talented females in all categories and in all areas of the industry too. And I'm not saying that everything needs to be 50-50 down the middle, although that would be lovely and amazing. I personally don't believe that you can perfectly segregate and split every background, race, gender, everything into an even split. I don't believe that's how it works, and I don't think it will work like that. But I would love for the opportunities to be equal. I would love for the exposure to be equal, etc., etc. And so I do agree with that part of Queens' comment. And the part where I agree, but with a but in there, is when the girls support the other girls. Like, yeah, I can't lie. I'm going to say it as it is. Some of you lot are very, very bitchy. And the reason I say the but is so are the guys. The guys are bitchy too. And there's a lot of people who say a lot of shit about other people. And that's just the world that we are in. And that's not only hip hop, that's just life. There's a lot of talkers in this world. And there's a lot of look at me's, and there's a lot of I deserve this. And there's especially a lot of tall poppy syndrome. There's a lot of people that are jealous of other people that do well. And so now when we look at our females in the industry, unfortunately, you don't have the luxury of being the dominant force within that field. And so that bitchiness, that eating away at each other, that bringing each other down and not really supporting has way more of a hindrance on you than it does the guys. Because although the guys do it arguably just as bad, if not worse, because it's male dominated, they get away with it more. And so the harsh nature of what it is, in my opinion, is that, yeah, the girls are going to have to support each other better than the boys do. And some people do this so well, and I'm not going to name names because it will be impossible to fit everyone that comes to mind, and I'm sure there'll be loads of people that would. There's lots of people who do support their peers, and a lot of people who just support people in general, full stop. But there's also a lot of people where they bring each other down, and there's a lot of people that don't really support each other. And I don't think we're beyond criticism. I don't believe that we are beyond like having to be best friends with everyone. It doesn't have to be like that. But it does need to be a more supportive atmosphere within people within the industry. That was a lot of talking. Let me know what you think on that. Pharaoh says, too many single rappers, not enough album rappers. 50% of the scene uses the excuse of summer bangers to pass off being painfully generic. Oh, I love this comment. Yeah, sometimes the summer bangers can be painfully generic. Yeah, they can. And it doesn't have to be the summer banger. It could also be the, oh, well, I'm doing the trendy thing, or, oh, I'm doing this for TikTok, or, oh, I'm doing this because it's what I think people will like. And don't get me wrong, to an extent, yes, you can play the game. I was about to say you have to. You don't have to. You can do what the fuck you want. It's your life. But yes, it can help from a numbers standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, from an advertising standpoint, to play the game and lean into what the trends are. Yes, if you want to do that, I don't think there's anything wrong within doing so. Just don't expect everyone to love it. Just understand that there's going to be the purists of this stuff. The people who are most likely watching this video, we are more of the hip hop lovers. We are the purists. If you're watching this, you're not a casual fan of Aussie hip hop. You're probably over the average person who follows into everything. If that ain't wordish, but we're here. But my point being that there will be generic stuff that lots of people enjoy. And we might see through that a little bit more. We might not enjoy that. Sometimes we have our guilty pleasures and it is painfully generic, but you know what? I actually love it. And that just is what it is, you know? I do also agree that there are way too many singles compared to albums. But again, we are the minority that believe that because, well, not everyone listens to albums from start to finish. Most people just listen to playlists. And again, that's fine. If that's your way of taking in music, so be it. I can't force you to do anything. I believe it's important to have full-length projects. I believe it's important to listen to them from start to finish in order, but I can't listen. It's your life. Do what you want. B-38 says, my hot take is Curse's new album will be the most streamed album to date in Oz. I disagree with you. To a certain crowd and scene, Curse's 10th album is the pinnacle of expectation of him. You know, it is one of the most anticipated albums if you follow Curse. But the truth is, not everyone does. And we are evolving into a time where Curses, ChillinIt, Huskies, etc., aren't known by everyone. Now, to some people, that's like a brain melt. Like, what? How dare you say that? No, the truth is, not everyone knows Cursor. And we are now at a generation where some people that, like, let's say 16 years old, they don't know who Cursor is. Some people do because they've done their research and they've had older brothers or cousins or, you know, they're really tapped into it. Not that you have to be super tapped in because, you know, Cursor's done a lot. And without Cursor and the ChillinIts and the Huskies, you don't have a lot of what goes on now. So they are 100% people who have opened lanes, opened doors, and have absolutely spearheaded culture in their own ways, in their own rights. But there are a new wave of people, there are younger people that just don't know about Cursor. And my hot take to counter that argument is if 1-4 dropped even an EP, I reckon personally it outstreams what Cursor does. If you was to look at the Spotify monthly listeners of both artists, I'm putting the house on it that 1-4 has way more streams. Now, given Cursor's audience may not be the Spotify, they might be the ones that actually go and buy the albums. I'd actually put it that Cursor would sell more hard copies than most other artists. I'd actually put my money down on that. But to outstream other artists, I don't think it'll be the most streamed album of all time. Furthermore, Hilltop Hoods, full stop. Does that change how good it will be? Does that change how anticipated it will be? Absolutely not. And it might be one of the best albums of all time to come out of Oz. Do I think it will be the most streamed? No. ChillinIt will be top 3 in the Oz scene all time. Maybe. The only reason I say maybe is because for some people, he will be the GOAT. Especially if you come through listening to Oz hip hop around the same time that I did, that 2018, maybe even a little bit before 2017 era, the body bag media era, as I call it, 100%. Some of you will call Chill to go. And you know what? I'm not mad. If you say that, I'm not mad. I personally don't think so, but I'm not mad at that statement. ChillinIt, as I've mentioned just previously in the video, has done absolute bits in the scene, has absolutely pushed culture forward, has of course opened the doors and have opened newer ears, even from an international perspective, to what's going on here. Do I think that his will stand the test of time as well as others? No. As things stand, as it is anyway. I do believe that ChillinIt will make more meaningful music as time goes on. I just think that some of his music isn't going to age as well as we think it will. And I say this from a real place of love for Chill. I think Family Ties, despite not being the most popular to some people, I really think that album will age the best. And I still think that whatever his 4th album, if he ever gets to a 5th or 6th album, I think that will be the kind of music that will last a lot longer and have a lot more longevity, just based on the things that he speaks about. And that's not to say that One Breath, One Take isn't going to be one of the most nostalgic things that some people listen to. Of course not. I just think that where he is now, if he was to stop right now, I don't think he could cement himself long term like that. I do believe, though, he has it in him to do so in the future. So that's why I'm in the maybe category. It depends. Babyface Mao is top 5 Oz in rapping abilities. I disagree, but I'm going to remix it and say he's top 5 in terms of style. I think if you look at a rapper stylistically and what they bring to the table that no one else can, I think Mao is one of the best at doing that. At being able to just do something that no one else has. He has this charisma and this charm about him that no one else can really bring to the table, in my opinion. I really do think he does it the best. And in terms of unique styles, I'd say top 5 in terms of just being your own person and character. Like Spanion is one of the goats of that, you know, just being able to just be yourself and no one is like you. So I'd say in terms of rapping ability, he's solid. Don't get me wrong, he's 100% solid. But if you compare like Babyface Mao to Alex Jones, I think there is leagues and bounds of a difference between the two. But in terms of style, I really think he's one of the most unique characters, and I love him for that. Jack Billiou says, and last one we're going to get to is 360's next album will put him back on the podium in the Oz rap scene. Entirely possible. I think 360 is a very, very talented artist. I think that he's someone who can really do a good job when it comes to storytelling and conveying how he feels emotionally. I think he can really deliver a good, solid album that can put him back in the limelight, should we say. Plenty of people know who he is, but could he reopen the door to a new audience? 100%. I don't see why that wouldn't happen. I have faith in 360 making a solid project, and hopefully that's what happens for his own sake, and hopefully we get some good music out of it. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I had tons of hot takes, and I can't lie, I could probably do a part 2 on just some of the ones I had in this video. There's a small chance as well, there's a couple that I've read that I've definitely covered before, so there is a playlist on my channel for other hot take videos, so if you want to go back and watch some of them, then go through and do so. Yeah, we're going to do more of these. 100%. I love doing these. It's always great to talk about different things and share opinions, and yeah, I absolutely love doing these kind of videos. So with that in mind, let me know your hot takes down below, and maybe we'll cover some of those ones in the next video. Yeah, big ups to yourself. Take care. Brush your hair. Hey, you see Jedis, yeah? Why don't they, like, use the Force to turn off their enemy's lightsaber and then just, like, ching my man? Aye, just deep that, bruv. Just disabilize. You know what I'm saying? And then just zoom, 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 zoom.